The war had ended 3 cycles ago, but Johnson still couldn't shake the tremor from his hands. He sat in his assigned tent on the edge of the Voltorian settlement, staring at the plasma burns that scarred his forearms, souvenirs from the Battle of Crimson Nebula. The human contingent had been crucial to the Galactic Coalition's victory against the Void Swarm, and now they were being honored. Or so they said. Johnson didn't feel honored. He felt tired. A shadow fell across the tent's entrance. Johnson looked up to find a Voltorian guard. His forearms crossed in the traditional gesture of respect. "Commander Johnson," the guard's translator chirped. "Her Majesty, Queen Thyra, has sent you a gift, a reward for your valor." Before Johnson could protest that he wanted nothing more than a shuttle home to Earth, the guard stepped aside. A figure entered the tent, and Johnson's breath caught. She was Voltorian, that much was obvious from her crystalline skin that refracted the tent's dim light into rainbow patterns. But unlike the warriors Johnson had fought alongside, she wore flowing robes of silver thread, and her eyes, 3 of them, arranged in a triangle on her face, held something he hadn't seen in any alien before: uncertainty. "I am Olivia," she said, her voice melodic even through the translator attached to her collar. "The Queen has sent me to tend to your needs." Johnson stood abruptly, nearly knocking over his field chair. "Tend to my needs? I didn't ask for." He ran a hand through his disheveled hair. "What does that even mean?" Olivia's skin flickered through several colors of Voltorian blush. Johnson remembered from the cultural briefings. "I am a scholar of human culture. The Queen believes that you require companionship, understanding. I have studied your species for 10 solar cycles. You've studied us?" Johnson's eyebrows rose. "Why?" "Because humans are fascinating," Olivia said simply, stepping further into the tent. She moved with an otherworldly grace, her multiple joints bending in ways that shouldn't have been possible. "Your species should not have survived the Void Swarm. Your technology is primitive. Your bodies are fragile. You don't have quantum cognition or metaspatial awareness." "Thanks for the reminder," Johnson muttered. "And yet," Olivia continued, her eyes brightening, "you fought with something we have never seen in any species. The Queen calls it impossible determination. Our psychologists call it irrational persistence. I call it beautiful." Johnson sat back down heavily. "Beautiful. We lost 3,000 soldiers. I watched my best friend die when his suit breached. There's nothing beautiful about war." Olivia approached slowly, as if approaching a wounded animal. "May I sit?" Johnson gestured to the empty crate across from him. Olivia settled onto it, her robes pooling around her like liquid mercury. For a long moment, they sat in silence, the only sound the distant hum of the settlement's energy barriers. "I didn't want to be here either," Olivia finally admitted. "The Queen commanded it, and I obey. But I confess, I am terrified." Johnson looked up sharply. "Terrified of me?" "Of disappointing you," Olivia said. "Of not understanding. Humans are complex. Your emotions don't follow quantum algorithms. You make decisions that defy survival programming. You sacrifice yourselves for abstract concepts like honor and love." Her skin shifted to a deep purple sadness, Johnson thought. "How do I tend to someone I cannot predict?" Something in Johnson's chest loosened. He found himself laughing a short, bitter sound. "You want to know the secret? We can't predict ourselves either. Half the time, I don't know why I do what I do. Then how do you function?" Olivia leaned forward, genuinely curious. "We guess. We feel. We try." Johnson met her alien eyes. "Look, I don't know what the Queen thinks this is, but I don't need a servant or whatever this is supposed to be." "Then what do you need?" The question hung in the air. Johnson thought about Earth, about the sky he hadn't seen in 2 years, about his sister's messages that he couldn't bear to answer. He thought about the screaming and the fire and the way Private Martinez had smiled. Even as the life left his eyes, "I need someone to talk to," Johnson said quietly. "Someone who wasn't there. Someone who won't understand exactly what I'm going through. Because everyone who does understand is either dead or drowning in the same nightmare." Olivia's skin rippled through a spectrum of colors: surprise, comprehension, something that might have been empathy. "I can do that," she said. "I am an excellent listener. It is what scholars do." "Yeah." Johnson felt a ghost of a smile. "What did you study about humans?" Everything I could find. Your literature, your music, your wars, your peace, your tendency to name celestial objects after ancient deities, your inexplicable love for small domesticated carnivores, your coffee. You know about coffee? I tried it once. Olivia's skin flashed bright yellow. It was horrible. I understand why humans drink it now. It is a form of self-punishment that keeps you alert. Very efficient. Johnson laughed for the first time in months. That's actually not wrong. They talked through the night cycle. Olivia asked questions that ranged from tactical to absurd. Why did humans sing before battle? What made Earth's moon special? Why did Johnson choose to fight when he could have stayed home? And Johnson, surprising himself, answered. He told her about Earth's oceans, about his nephew's drawings that he carried in his kit, about the moment he realized that courage wasn't the absence of fear, but the decision to move forward anyway. Your species has a word, Olivia said as the artificial dawn began to glow outside. Hope. It doesn't translate well into Volturian. We have probability of favorable outcome, but that's not the same thing, is it? No, Johnson said. Hope is believing things can get better even when the math says they won't. Olivia's skin glowed soft gold. I think I'm beginning to understand. The Queen was wiser than I thought. You didn't need a servant, Commander Johnson. You needed a student, someone to remind you why you fought. Why humanity matters. Johnson looked at the strange, crystalline being who had spent the night trying to understand the inexplicable human heart. Maybe we both needed that. Perhaps, Olivia agreed. May I return tomorrow? I have many more questions. Yeah, Johnson said, and meant it. I'd like that. As Olivia left the tent, Johnson realized his hands had stopped shaking. The war was over, but the peace was just beginning, and maybe, just maybe, it wouldn't be so unbearable after all.